And hello, live.
Hi everybody, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
We hope you're all doing well this evening. We have a big show for you tonight. We are going to actually do some current events and also the year in review, because this will be our last show for 2019. So any shares that you could offer up?
Last show 2019.
Last show. So share, please. Because we would really like to get this last show out there. With a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
I want 12,000 people on this last show.
I don't think that's going to happen.
12 people on the show.
I'll take 12. But any shares are appreciated because we do have a great show for you today.
Well, we hope it's great.
I think it's great.
We're going to recap the year. You know how you watch all the channels January 1st and they'll start this in review and they go through the whole year, month by month is what happened. That's what we're going to do for Disney.
We actually, look how fancy, Scott made an outline instead of us being all over the board in sidebars, which I'm going to say we're probably still going to sidebar.
We're going to go way sidebar.
But we have a format today.
We always have a format, but we never both have the same format, so that's what makes it interesting.
We're fancy. So anyway, any shares are appreciated, so we can get started. So go right ahead.
Hello and welcome to TMSM Weekly Live, show number 72 for December 16th, 2019. I'm Scott.
I'm Michelle.
I figure they didn't know our last name.
Yeah, they don't need to know anymore.
Yeah. So, like Michelle said, if you guys could share it, we'd greatly appreciate that. We do have a great show for you tonight. We don't really have a lot of news going on Central Florida. I mean, last week was Rise of the Resistance, and that was everywhere. Everywhere. If you're watching on TV, you probably saw it.
Yeah, if you
not from us, but you saw it. But this week, so if you were watching coverage today, though, Michelle was at the new Riviera Resort opening, the new DVC Resort opening today. You want to give us a little bit of a?
I can give you a little, because we're gonna do year in review and we have fun stuff. But let's get the Riviera Resort topic. Let's get that.
And we'll probably mention it at the end because it is part of the year in review.
That is true, because it'll be like the last part.
Exactly.
So, okay, so Disney's newest DVC resort opened to the public today. The Riviera Resort is actually right by Caribbean Beach Resort. They said that it is the first freestanding tower DVC only hotel that they've had since Saratoga Springs.
That's crazy.
So it's been a while since they've had anything new, and that was quite a while ago. So the resort itself has like a Riviera, obviously, theme, like it's like a French and Italian theme. It's got gorgeous decorations. It has a tangled mosaic mural that, I know.
She didn't look at anything else but that the whole time.
I had to have a picture by it because it's great.
Or 50.
No, not that many. You can walk right to the Skyliner through it. So it's Skyliner access. They have a rooftop restaurant called Topolino's Terrace, which is beautiful. The decorations are nice. We got to see one of the big suites that I don't even know how much this thing would cost.
But it costs you in points because it is DVC. So
oh my, it was huge.
What was the name of the restaurant?
Topolino's Terrace.
And what does that mean?
I think they said it means Mickey Mouse in Italian.
That's kind of cool.
So, or mouse-ish. I don't know.
It's a rat.
No, that's Ratatouille. So the new resort is great. They have, they have a walk-up that we went to today. The walk-up food was really good. So it was like a grilled chicken, like Italian-themed sandwich, and it had like melted mozzarella and like a spinach artichoke thing on the top, and like red pepper and some sort of Italian seasoning. For a walk-up sandwich, it was really good. I think it was $11.
That's not bad. That's
and that
actually
included
cheap.
fries.
I'm saying most walk-ups are like $14 now a person.
Yeah, it was really, really good. So if you can go over there and check it out, definitely do that. And like I said, the Skyliner runs right there. Right. So if you are in that spot, you can take the Skyliner to the studios, or you can take it to Epcot. So it's really convenient as far as transportation goes. So
very cool. And then you got pictures. There's pictures on Instagram, and I'm sure you'll do a write-up about it. She'll probably do a write-up, so you guys will get to see more about it. Like I said, we don't want to spend too much time talking about other stuff, but we wanted to cover that.
Because we've had quite a year.
One other thing we do want to mention really quick before we roll into the year in review. On Saturday, we decided to go to Universal.
We did.
To see their Christmas festivities. And the reason we wanted to go is because we've heard for years that they bring some of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloons there for their parade. So that was our primary focus to go there, was to see the Universal Orlando Holiday Parade with Macy's balloons. It was actually really cool. I really liked it a lot. I thought it was a pretty good parade, considering it's free. It's not an extra party or anything like that.
It's not like Disney. And I'm not slamming Disney, but you can go see the Christmas festivities without paying extra. It's just with parking admission.
And we had the video of the whole parade going on, I think at 9:30 this evening. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe at 9:39 on the Facebook page the video will hit. It's like 17 minutes long, I want to say, but it's a really good parade. We were right where it stepped off, and we have that full footage that will be on Facebook later on this evening.
Yeah, we have all kinds of stuff. And while we are on Christmas break, we are going to put different videos and stuff that we've done like throughout the year and recently, and a lot of Christmas things. And I'm thinking of maybe even doing some of our best shows of the year while we're on hiatus, maybe real.
Gee, which one will you choose?
I don't know. There's so many good ones, right? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a ton of great. Yeah. Okay, anyway, do you have to be a DVC member to purchase DVC merchandise at the Riviera? That's a good question.
I think the merchandise you do, but they also have merchandise that's just for the Riviera Resort, and that is up for everybody. So the store is split in half. Like the store has the Riviera themed merchandise on this side, and this side they have DVC. So
yeah. And you should be able to go visit the resort. Shouldn't be a problem. Just you have to go through security time you're there to visit.
Yep.
And they should let you in, unless they're at capacity.
Or
take the Skyliner.
Take the Skyliner if you're going to be at the studios.
Park at the studios and take the Skyliner over, check it out, and then go right back.
Yeah, if you want to do it that way. So.
Okay, so are we ready to go through the year in review?
We are. I am. Are you ready?
You seem too excited.
Because we had a really fun year. Okay, so
we did.
We want to kick it off? Go
we did a lot this year. So we're going to go all the way back to January of 2019. Oh, so Christmas had just ended. We got home. We had to leave Michigan early from our Christmas break because Disney had invited us to partake on the Disney Magic for the Marvel Day at Sea cruise, which also involved the Tangled festivities, I should say, on the cruise. So this was actually the perfect cruise for the two of us, because it was 4 days of Tangled, 1 day of Marvel. Couldn't have asked for anything better.
It wasn't 4 days of Tangled. We only got to eat in the Tangled dining room once, but we got to tour it again. And there's a show, and they had Tangled merchandise on the ship, which was nice.
So, but it was awesome. We loved it. The Marvel Day at Sea show, to me, the late night show, still the best show I've seen on land or sea.
I know he loved it. He absolutely loved it.
I loved it, and I know a lot of people who were there with us agreed that it's probably the greatest show they've ever seen. So if you do get a chance to take a Marvel cruise, and you love Marvel, or even if you just like it a little bit, you'll enjoy this.
If you just like it a little bit.
Just a little bit, you will enjoy the cruise. So that was what we did in January, which seemed like we did a lot in January, but that was really it. But it was a week. We had to go to Miami, board the Disney Magic in Miami. Yep. The Magic being the first ship. It was 20 years old. In January, I believe.
I really like the Magic, by the way.
It's a great ship, and you would not know it's 20 years old.
Nope.
They have kept that ship so clean, so updated. It is wonderful, and I love the ship. I actually like the smaller ships better.
And I know it's not on our list, but when we got off the cruise, they were starting to kick off the stuff for the year for Mickey and Minnie's birthday. So they had the new... they changed the Move It, Shake It parade into, the Mickey and Minnie one when they had all their celebration outfits on, and you could do the meet and greets in the front of the park.
Their birthday outfits?
Yeah, their birthday outfits. They also did the stuff with the Incredibles over at the studios. They had all the birthday stuff going on. That started in January, believe it or not. So,
wow.
And then they had the merchandise event. I feel like all we've done is one thing after another.
We did, and you're going to realize that as we go through this, because we were writing down what we did, and we're like, oh my gosh, and especially when we get to June and August, we were really busy. So in February, February is Michelle's birthday month, so we celebrate from February 1st till February 28th.
That's a lie.
But this year, I surprised her with a couple-day stay at the Fort Wilderness Campground, which we had never done before. We stayed in one of the cabins out there. It was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. We had the golf cart to drive us around the property. It did rain on her birthday, unfortunately.
And it was cold.
But we still had a lot of fun.
We did have fun.
We took Jack.
That was the big reason, because I'm very attached to well, I got 2 dogs now. But we went to the campground. Not that I'm a camper, but you're not camping at the campground if you're in the cabins. So you could bring your dog, which is great. And Jack got to go for a ride in a golf cart.
They gave him like a little backpack with poles and all kinds of little stuff in there.
Jack had his own little goodie bag.
He did. We didn't get a goodie bag. He got a goodie bag at Jack.
It was my birthday. Jack got the goodie bag.
So and maybe this year Ava will get one also.
Oh yeah, Ava. Now we have 2 dogs to bring with us.
That's right. But also in February, we were honored to have our friend Jason Sorrell, who was a Disney Imagineer for many, many years, and now he works over at Universal Creative and helps them build their attractions and their rides and such. But he came over here, he talked a lot about the Haunted Mansion. He built Memento Mori, built the queue for the Haunted Mansion here at the Magic Kingdom.
Leota coming out of the tomb is
one of his creations. He actually, if you do remember back at the studios, there used to be the Pirates of the Caribbean little 3D show where you'd walk in there and Captain Jack was talking to you. Jason actually directed that show. He said that was one of his greatest moments, was directing Johnny Depp on set with that. He wrote the Avengers book for Marvel, so he was on set of the first Avengers movie. So he's gotten to do a lot of great stuff, and he's a great friend of ours, and we were so honored to have him here. And it really made for a great show.
It was a great show.
A lot of people like that one. That might be
he's
one
a
of
lot
the
of
shows.
fun. Yeah, he's a lot of fun, and the stories that man has. Oh my goodness.
The ones he showed off camera are even better.
He has some really good ones off camera.
But we're gonna have to try to get him back, I think, in 2020. I think
I'd like to see what's going on.
And he does hope to return to Disney one day, possibly in the future. So
because they got a lot of stuff going on over at Universal right now too.
Yeah.
So
he's busy.
They're building a whole new park over there.
They are.
So you know.
But who knows? We'll see if we can get him back here one show in 2020. Maybe talk to you guys about what's going on.
Maybe.
We'll try. We'll try. So March came up, and we were doing a convention in Huntsville, Alabama. Our friend Jeremy runs a con there. Huntsville Comic and Expo Con, is that what it is? I can't remember the full name. It's a long name. And Jeremy, if you're on, I'm sorry, I don't know the full name, but it's Huntsville Con, and we got to go there, and we ran a booth there. It was a lot of fun running the booth. A lot of people actually came out to see us in Huntsville, which we didn't realize there would be anybody there.
Yeah, you just don't know where people are following you from.
No, even some of the vendors knew who we were, which
was
really
cool.
That was kind of cool. A highlight for me that weekend, though, is I got to host Lou Ferrigno's panel. It was a last minute, literally like the last 10 minutes before it started, they pulled me in there to do the hosting of it, but it was still great. It was awesome to sit on stage next to Lou Ferrigno.
Which is fun, not intimidating whatsoever.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Not at all. I'm going to hulk up and take me out if I do anything wrong.
But yeah.
You want to take the lead on some of this?
I
don't sound like I'm doing all the talking.
Oh no, you're fine.
You want? Well, I'll finish on March then. March, we also had another special guest on our show one night. DJ Elliot Hansen, who's another friend of ours, came over here to talk about his time at Disney, what he's been doing as George Lucas's Star Wars DJ all these years, and everything else he's doing. He really is. If you follow him on Instagram or anywhere, he's always traveling.
He's always doing something.
Conventions
always.
all over. all over the world. He flies to the Middle East for convention. He's been everywhere. I think.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how much he gets to do, and he has a lot of great stories. A lot of celebrity stories he was able to talk to us about. Being at Celebration and doing all these years with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just a great guy.
I have a question.
Sure.
Why do you have a list of who the guests were on your sheet, but I don't?
Yes, you do.
I do? I missed it.
And Jason's row, 2 above that. We have the exact same sheet.
Okay, I'm a sidebar. I'm not winking at you guys on purpose, or you. Do you ever have a contact that floats and like you blink and it's all over the place, that you turn sideways and I can't see fully?
Didn't Fred Claus do that with his brother in the movie though? They were winking like.
What?
One part of the dinner scene, he's like winking at him. He goes, "What are you doing? Are you doing all the winking?"
Oh, he's watched Fred Claus like 18 times
Love that
in the
movie.
past week.
You love
but
that.
I can't fully see, so sorry about that. I'm not going to get up and go take out my contacts right now because that would be highly inappropriate.
Be a little bit inappropriate.
But for real, if you see me like look twitchy, that's why, because I can't see.
If I'm twitching, it's just because I'm tired.
All right, anyway. Get an Indian pirate patch put over my eyes so I can actually read.
Pirate
Sorry,
night.
it's pirate night.
TMSM,
Anyway.
pirate night.
Anyway,
So,
oh my gosh.
Are we working here? Because I haven't seen a comment come through in a little while.
I don't
Make
know.
sure
Hey,
everything's
somebody
done.
leave me an emoji or something so we know it's
Oh wait,
working.
you had another thing. I didn't have that bottom one.
Somebody
Okay.
just leave me a
For some
heart.
reason, the comments ain't popping up. We're not sure.
And Facebook has been
why.
garbage. Yes, I said it. Garbage for a couple weeks. Like, none of our stuff is getting seen. So,
Facebook.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to show Mark Zuckerberg.
All right. Anyway, so Do you wanna finish out? Endgame was released in April. Why didn't you even have that on the list?
Because that was the greatest moment for me. Avengers Endgame.
You have a movie on the list.
You're darn tootin' I do. Well, we have another movie in May. Kind of. It was an event.
Okay, so I'm seeing Avengers Thank you guys. They're just now showing up.
Yes, and I haven't gotten them, I don't think, at all.
Oh, that's terrible. God, I hate you, Facebook.
Yeah, you stink.
Not you guys. Facebook itself.
Facebook's horrible. We need to build our own site.
Wouldn't that be great? We need like Disney Facebook. Okay.
But anyway, Avengers Endgame came out. It was a movie I've been waiting 10 and a half years for since the first Iron Man in 2008. So it was kind of cool to bring that to bring it to a close, but I was really happy with the way the movie's finished, and now we're waiting for the next series. And Spider-Man came out shortly thereafter, but that was Sony and Disney, so I don't really count that as Disney's, but it was kind of cool.
Are you done?
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, let's get back to more fun things.
What else happened in April?
Okay, in April, we launched our coffee, our Spectro Churro coffee.
We have a coffee?
We do have a coffee that tastes like churros. And we partnered with Coffee Shop Whores because that month also, or was it in March? Was it in March or April? We had Spooky Empire.
March was when Spooky was, and then we launched it in April.
Okay, yeah, because we got to meet a lot of you at Spooky Empire as well. A lot of people came out to see us. And then we did the coffee launch, which was really, really nice because part of the proceeds go to Give Kids the World, which is a wonderful charity. But it was kind of cool to have our brand on something other than like a T-shirt. Is that you?
It was something.
You kicked my air freshener.
I didn't move my legs.
It's gonna leak. So we had like something to have our brand on that sells that people actually like drink. That's pretty cool. And everybody has liked the coffee.
I can't get it. It's gonna have to wait.
It's gonna spill. Sorry. Anyway,
I really didn't
keep talking
it
about coffee.
So the coffee, if you didn't know, and if you haven't tried it, they do have samples where you can order a sample, small, like I think it's 1 pot sample to try. But a portion of every dollar made from the coffee does go to Give Kids the World, so it does help out a fantastic, wonderful charity here in Orlando. If you've ever been to Give Kids the World, you'll see that every dollar they need all the money there they can to give those kids what they do. So it's great coffee. It goes for a good charity. So later on, I will give you guys the link if you want to go order the coffee. It makes a wonderful Christmas present.
Yes, it does.
Just saying. You should be able to get it in time for Christmas if you were still ordering.
Okay, so in May was huge for us. So we got to go, we were invited to go cover the opening of Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland in May. Which, if you guys remember, I was super nervous about because like flying and leaving the kids behind and the whole thing.
Well, actually, Andrew had just graduated.
Yes.
Michelle's whole family was in town. And then we were jumping on a plane to leave while her family was still here. They hadn't even left yet, but we had to get to Disneyland to cover that. So we took off in the middle of the night when they were all asleep.
Yeah, my parents were still here when we left. But that's okay. So yeah, our friend Jamie came to town to take care of the boys. And we got to experience so many great things. And it was only our second trip to Disneyland. And we're so sleep deprived. Do you remember? Like
that first day we were.
I don't even know how we functioned, but it was so funny because because we live here and we live 10 minutes away from Walt Disney World, like we can just leave the park if we're tired or whatever. But when we flew out to California, we went to full on tourist vacation mode because we were like we didn't sleep later. So like we went right to California Adventure and ate at that. We ate terrible because I had been dieting, and we had like big sandwiches, and I think I even ordered a chocolate shake or something.
You did. We actually left our house at like 3 in the morning that day. So California, that was just midnight, and we made it almost all the way to World of Color. So like 9 o'clock California time. So we went.
I started fading at World of Color. I'm like, we can see it another time.
We both kind of looked at each other and go, okay,
I can't do it. I'm done. And it was such a short trip because we were there to cover Galaxy's Edge opening. So we had to like do our sightseeing in the middle of all of that. But that week, it was such an experience because I had never covered a major event like that in California. And the way they do things in California is so different than how they do it here. The star power that they use out there for opening events, like
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh yeah, Pee Wee Herman was standing in line in front of me to get in. If anybody was interested in that.
She said, "Hey, you got a ticket?"
No,
You don't have one of these badges, do you?
No, it's funny. It's funny because you know, when you see celebrities in real life, like you second guess it a little bit. Like, is that so and so? You know,
It's funny because she's in the party and I'm sending her a message. Oh, I just walked past Fred Savage. She's like, oh yeah, well here's Pee Wee Herman.
I'm like,
so she like one up my who I saw.
But that party, if you guys remember me talking about it, there was a lot of celebrities walking around, and then Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland when they had their opening ceremony was a million times better than Walt Disney World, because at Disneyland they had Bob Iger and George Lucas, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Billy D. Williams. I mean, it was a big deal. And then the celebrities walking around, I felt like somebody pinched me, like, can't believe I'm here.
Well, there was one point where she was videoing, and she was between Entertainment Tonight and I can't remember who was on the other
Oh
side.
my god!
Else
I think it was a Travel Channel.
We're on
or
either
something.
side of her filming, so she's there with her little iPhone, and they're there with their major camera equipment. set
Like
up
trying to
and
hold
everything.
still so that I wouldn't lose my live feed for you guys. That trip was really something. I mean, it was out of our comfort zone. I mean, for us to just go for a work trip like that,
Not take the kids, which was really
not
hard
take
for
the
her.
kids. I am very attached to my kids. They're with me all the time, and for me to leave them behind with a friend, of course, and her daughter, so they were fine. They had a great week, but for me to leave them, and I'm afraid of flying, so all these irrational thoughts. But that week covering events in Disneyland is a whole different ballgame than Disney World. But I'll tell you what, I really appreciated the experience.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
to have something else to compare it to, I guess you could say. It was really big time out there, and I felt like a little fish in a big pond with all these major news outlets.
It was awesome.
It was
It
awesome.
was really cool. And I think another great thing that happened while we were there was we actually met up with Becky from MEI-Mouse Fan Travel.
Yes.
We went to 1901. She took us there to...
That wasn't that trip, it was the other one in August.
I think it was both.
No, it was August.
I thought we did that in May because we talked to her outside the thing for hours.
I don't remember.
Then we saw World of Color. She has VIP seating for World of Color. that
Oh,
night.
okay, maybe. I see I'm
Yeah.
tired, and I can only see out of one eye. Anyway.
Yeah, so we went to, we got VIP seating for World of Color, but that was when we talked to Becky and agreed to partner her business with our site and become
Our travel sponsor.
Our travel sponsor. So it's been awesome and glad we did that.
Yes. And yeah, that week was a good week and a bad week for me. By the time I was emotionally drained and exhausted by the time we got home, and a lot of things that happened that week. But I really feel that the experiences, even when they're hard, they make you better.
Yeah.
When you think that you can't do something and you do it anyway and you make it through, disasters and all, it's like you can do this, and I felt so accomplished. I think that's the big theme for us this year is accomplished, because like this year we've covered a lot of events.
We have. We still have a lot to go through.
I know it's just a lot, but yeah. So Disneyland in May, fantastic. One of the best experiences. One of the most challenging, but one of the best.
It was awesome.
So I'm sorry.
So, and we're not doing this in any particular order by month because I know that was towards the end of the month, but that month we also covered Disney's Hollywood Studios 30th anniversary. It was May 1st, 1989 was the day they opened. So May 1st that we were back there. Actually, Michelle was there April 30th to cover events, and they were talking about the future. And then on the 1st they had a special parade. They unveiled the new logo they were going to go with for the park and such, but we were there for both those days. And it was kind of cool to see that park turn 30.
Yeah, it was, and it was kind of a fun little thing when they had the parades and the whole merchandise, of course.
Of course, they have
because you have to have new merchandise.
If you don't have
for
merchandise,
everything.
why bother?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was ears because there's ears for everything.
Yeah, and it was the year of the ears.
That's true.
That is true.
There's been a lot
there
of
has
ears.
been so many releases of mouse ears in the past year. It's like I had to stop buying them.
I mentioned to her earlier too. I said she should do like a expose on like all the different colors that came out, like from rose gold everything.
It was Briar Rose Gold. We had Potion Purple. This year. We had Arendelle Aqua. We had Imagination Pink. Magic Mirror. Oh gosh, what was it? Magic Mirror something or other. Oh Lord, I can't think of what it's called. But we had all kinds of colors. Plus the designer ears, like Liz and I were talking about yesterday about the $600 ears that had come out. $600 mouse ears. I'd be afraid to touch them.
No. Not gonna happen.
So anyway.
So okay. So after Hollywood Studios event, then there was a major event you were excited about.
Yes. Okay. So I had never gotten invited to like a really like what would you call it? It's called fancy.
Yeah.
Very fancy event. I got invited from the people at MAC to cover the MAC launch for their Aladdin line of makeup at Disney Springs, and we got to go to the movie premiere at
Like
the
3
Springs
weeks
as
early.
well. Yeah, it was way early. I've never been to anything like that, like a fancy party for like a major makeup line, and to see the movie. That was really cool.
That was really
I
cool.
felt pretty darn important that day, because when we were walking around there, it was so many different people, not our usual media people. And again, I never think like, oh, I'm so whatever because I'm here. I always think, how did I get here? Like, it's still crazy to me.
It was funny because we ran into our friends who work at Disney Springs and who run the Disney Springs media people and everything. They were at the party, and that was what Michelle said to her. She goes, "How am I here?" I mean, it was like, and she just looked at her. She said, "Because you've earned it. You deserve to be here." And it was.
I don't know
humbling.
if anybody deserves to be here. You just work really hard and try to do a good job, and the good things happen, hopefully.
And that's how you earn it.
I suppose. I just don't like the word deserve.
You deserved it.
I deserve.
Like I deserve a cheesecake.
I deserve some cheesecake.
But that was actually a great event. We went and seen the movie, and before the movie, they had the designers from MAC on stage talking about the line because it was for the movie. And so at the after party, we saw those two designers talking, and we actually went over to them and talked to them for a little bit.
He made me do it because I was scared.
I did. I pushed her. I was like, "No, you go introduce yourself," and she did. She introduced herself. They took pictures together. They kept in contact
on Instagram.
on Instagram through messages and such. So it was an experience for her to meet somebody of that caliber.
And they were very nice to me. They
so
said nice things about my face, which was very nice. Well, they're makeup people. I mean, you know what I mean. Nice things, but never mind. But they're makeup people. That's what they do for a living. So if they say something nice about your face, that's a compliment, right?
That's right.
They said nice things about my face.
Michelle Mascara is hitting stores next week.
No, okay. Never mind. Okay, we're just going to...
Well, and then there was one other thing that happened in May that was big. Was we of course covered MegaCon as we have every year since we've been here. We love covering MegaCon, but this year one of Michelle's crushes.
That's not a crush. It is not even a crush. No,
I saw you in line.
Tom Hiddleston is a crush. He is.
Well, she met Zachary Levi, and I think
Flynn Rider.
she was swooning a little bit over him. I'm not gonna lie.
Because it's Flynn. And
Now you just said it didn't happen.
What?
Now you're saying, well, it was Flynn.
It's Flynn. Because, you know, Rapunzel is my spirit princess. I identify with all things Rapunzel. And the fact that Flynn, aka Eugene Fitzherbert, was in front of me talking to me, it was a meltdown moment. But I did really good because, like I said before, like when we meet people that I think are really awesome, like I don't embarrass myself and have like a moment until I walk away. Because you can't. When you're working, you can't do that. Well, you could, but then you look like an idiot. But you know, you gotta hold it together,
right.
And then when you walk away, then have your crumble moment.
Right.
No.
But we'll talk to him for a few minutes. We had at D23 in 2017. We actually, me and Zachary,
Me and Flynn,
we were actually filming each other
Eugene.
The parade had stopped that he was in with Mandy Moore, and we were filming each other back, and we were actually talking back and forth. We actually had people telling us they saw us
messages are on Twitter. They're like, "Hey, you're on Zachary Levi's Twitter right now." We're
so
like, "We know, cool. He's right in front of us."
So I showed him the video of that, and he laughed, and he goes, "Oh, that was a lot of fun. That whole trip at D23, he really enjoyed it." And talking about the movie, and that series was just starting, I believe.
That D23 Tangled, the series on Disney Channel, was just starting because we saw a panel with the cast of Tangled.
And we learned the story of Pascal.
And we learned the story of Pascal, which made me cry. I know you're shocked. I cried in the panel like a big baby, but yeah, I cry a lot.
It's all good. So May was a great month, though. We got a lot in May. We were so thankful for all the opportunities we had. If our year would have stopped there with all the opportunities, I think we probably would have been happy because that was a ton to have covered by May. But it didn't stop there.
But there's more.
So our friend Jamie, who was here to watch the boys when we went to Disneyland, she runs Magic City Con in Birmingham, Alabama, that we go to every year.
Yes.
So we were invited guests there, which was awesome because we were actually in the room.
We were in the celebrity room, which is funny in itself. But
it was. And we were the first ones when you walk in the one door. We were sitting right there.
I'm like,
with Corey. What was Corey? Corey was the celebrity.
Corey Tucker, our longest-standing moderator, staffer, was at working the table with us. And if you remember correctly, they had us in the same row with people from The Walking Dead. Now, I don't even know how or why, but that was cool because, you know, to meet these actors and it's weird because like when you're in the celebrity room, they talk to you like you're equals almost.
Yeah, they do.
Like
they do.
they're like, oh, because the one girl that's on The Walking Dead, she's like, oh girl, you cover stuff for Disney and you've written books, and she thinks that's a big deal. I'm like, but you're on The Walking Dead, so you know.
And it was funny because the two of them with a couple others were actually on a panel about women who kick. Bad word. Insert bad word. Starts with A there.
He says bad word.
Because I can't say it. It's a Disney show. If this was Universal, I could say
Women who kick booty.
Women who kick booty, and she was on stage with them doing a panel, and it was funny to watch the dynamic because everybody else was either a podcaster on TV or
stunts. She did stunts on The Walking Dead.
And Michelle ran the site and such, and somebody asked her a question, and it just kind of all flowed through her after that.
They thought my story was more exciting or interesting than doing stunts on a show, and for me, I thought their stuff was more interesting.
Right, so it's kind of cool. But her and the lady she's talking about, they actually, again, formed a friendship, talked over Instagram, and stayed in contact with one another, which is, it's just really cool that they did that. The big highlight for that weekend, though, was Boo Boo Stewart from The Descendants.
Yes.
I got to moderate his panel, which was a lot of fun. But then afterwards, we talked to his father, and his father had set up to do an interview, so Michelle got to interview Boo Boo Stewart.
You guys remember that? That was a good interview. He's very sweet and just a really, really kind person, which was nice to see.
And you can tell his father puts a lot of influence in him because his dad is like, no, he needs to do these. This is good for him. He needs to talk to people. He doesn't need to get a big head. No. And his dad was an actor and a stuntman and all this and had done all kinds of things. So it was kind of, his dad's also his manager from what I took.
It's a family-run thing. You know, like the family all does stuff together. But, and they were promoting Descendants 3, which was going to start, or premiere in August. So this was like end of June.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And what else did we do?
So in June, we got Ava.
We got Ava. We rescued our little Frenchie Bulldog Ava, who we love so much.
We were waiting for her when we got back from our trip because we knew we were picking her up once we got back.
We did. Right when we got back from that convention, the lady from the rescue said Ava was ready to come home.
Yeah, so we brought her home.
Yes. So, and we all know, you guys know I'm just like totally obnoxious about my dogs because I love them so much. So.
But also that month, June was another busy month for us, but we got to do the Toy Story 4 media blitz, if you recall. We got to see the film, got to do all the merchandising previews, and then Michelle got to go back the next day
for the panels with the stars of the movie.
Which was awesome.
Remember that? I remember that. So we were in the panel with Keanu Reeves and Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and Annie Potts, and again, it's one of, like I was just saying about how when you're working you can't freak out. It was just weird. It's so weird how there's a switch. I swear to you, and I know as my mother said, I sound like a broken record sometimes, which I do. It's just weird how you go into work mode. It's kind of like, I guess anybody with a job, like if there's any okay, sidebar.
Anybody with a job.
No, like a job. No, like any job. Like I had a good sidebar. Listen. So like if you have a job and like there's a panic situation, let's say, or something that you have to kick in and do your job and put your personal stuff on the back burner for a little bit, it's kind of like that. Yeah. You know? Like okay, like get it together, do your job, and then you can freak out later.
True.
You know? So it's kind of like that. Does that make sense?
Well, so we'll talk about her freak out moment later, like when we get to November.
Yeah. What's freak out moment? What's your... Oh, that's coming. Okay, anyway. So the Toy Story, the press event for Toy Story 4 was one of my favorite things of the year because we got to bring the boys to see the movie.
In a really small theater inside of Disney's Hollywood Studios.
It's behind, backstage at the studios. You can't even get there from the park. You have to get taken behind.
And I would say it's seated maybe 100 people. Maybe. It was really small.
Yeah.
Really small. And even the people who were doing merchandise weren't allowed to watch the film.
It was the weirdest thing that we got to see it. And the kids liked the movie a whole lot.
It was a good movie. Especially Bunny and Ducky. Mm-hmm. So, also in June, Disney started the Villains After Hours event. So if you recall, there was a stage show with that, but the biggest attraction of Disney Villains was Maleficent Dragon at nighttime.
Walking around
the park.
Glowing fire at night, which was actually pretty cool.
Her eyes glowing.
And her eyes glow at night. She's a totally different experience at night. And didn't we put something on? Are they bringing that back this year?
I believe that.
Or next year?
I believe that.
I believe that they are.
2020, it's coming back. So, but that was fun. So watch out for that. I'm sure they're going to add to it because every time they
do a second year, like the first year they did Festival of the Arts at Epcot, they had like bare minimum, and then the following year they added more, and they keep adding more. So
I would hope that what Villains will add is the meet and greets. I hope
they need meet and greets. If Disney, if you're listening, you need meet and greets. Not that they care what I say.
Obviously they do. They keep inviting me. And then June, we also got to, we had 2 guests on our show that month. It was Scotty Too Hottie, Scott Garland, and Stacey D. They came over to talk about what they do with their parks and passporting and all that stuff, and the different parks and theme park routines.
And you remember Scotty Too Hottie from WWE fame? He still is. He does training now.
Yes.
We had our little fangirl moment there because my friends in Michigan loved Scotty Too Hottie, so they were pretty excited about that. Nice guy. And it's still funny to me, like, we were in a park, I forget where we were, I think it was like Epcot.
It was Epcot.
In September or whenever. No, it was October. And he commented something like, hey, I'm here too. It's very weird to know that I know Scotty Too Hottie and he comments on our stuff.
You used to watch him on
I used to watch him on
pay-per-view
TV.
events.
It's weird. It's cool, but it's still weird.
It's very cool.
It's just really cool.
So I'm thinking we need to get Scott back in 2020.
I really liked him.
I think that would be a good one to bring him back, and you guys can talk more about his.
But yeah, my Michigan friends want us to do a show with him when they're in town, so they can fangirl. Yeah. So they can have their moment.
He may have to bring some of the guys from the training facility with him. Keep them.
So they can have their moment. And so it's all good.
So we're halfway through the year.
We're halfway.
That was, I think, our first half of the year was a lot busier than the second half. Personally, I think we did a lot.
The whole year has been busy.
It's been crazy. The whole year.
What was it? A couple weeks ago, we had a break. I had a break, a week of nothing. Maybe last week was my week of nothing, and it's been the first week of nothing that I have had in I don't remember how long. And I told him, I said it feels good, but it feels weird.
Right.
I felt like a little bit antsy, a little twitchy because we've been so busy all year, and I'm like, am I missing an event? Do I have to go cover something this week? Like,
and then this week is like super busy, and we're getting ready to go out of town, so it's like never stops.
Like, so it's very strange because sometimes I complain that I'm tired because we have so much to do, but then when it's quiet, I'm like, it feels weird now.
Just antsy.
Okay, antsy. Like, what am I supposed to do with myself now? He's like, maybe sit down.
Maybe sit down.
Maybe sit down.
Go to bed early.
Maybe get some sleep.
Maybe
I don't
not
do
watch
that
90
either.
Day Fiancé till 2 in the morning.
That was last night. I could not sleep last night, and I had 90 Day Fiancé on until like 2 a.m.
So, okay. Well, in July, we talked a little bit about Riviera opening today, but Michelle got to stay at the Grand
Destino Tower. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I forgot about that. Gotta see where I'm at on my chart. Grand Destino Tower. That is the very first time I've ever stayed in a hotel room by myself, but they had us so busy I only slept for maybe 6 hours.
Yeah, and then she called me like 9 o'clock in the morning. She's like, okay, I'm ready for you to come pick me up. I'm like, okay. I'm like, check out's not till 11. Come pick me up.
And I'm so weird because I know you're like, we know you're weird, Michelle. We've known you long enough.
That's why they're watching.
I'm just so weird because like I remember that night being in the room alone and I couldn't figure out how to open the ironing board, and I like FaceTimed him so that I could talk to somebody while I was like, I'm like, do you know how to open this? Do you remember that? Because I'm not used
trying to walk through somebody
myself.
trying to open an ironing board over the phone is kind of awkward and odd.
I had it sitting like against the ice bucket on the dresser so he could see me, and I got the ironing board out, and I'm trying to, because I'm not used to being by myself that long. I guess it's a good experience though. It's like one of those other things. Mm-hmm. Like I had anxiety about staying by myself.
In a new tower.
In a new hotel, and my friends who were with me, we weren't even all together, so we had to call each other when we were going to meet at the elevator.
Now, so you need to do like that in a haunted hotel.
Oh no! The
video would be priceless.
Oh, I'm sure.
Would you guys pay for that video? If I could get her to stay like in the St. Augustine's lighthouse?
Oh, forget it. Do you guys watch those ghost shows on the Travel Channel? They always go to St. Augustine. Always go to St. Augustine. It is a creepy town, but it's such a cool town. But this is not about Disney that we're talking about now, so.
St. Augustine was the tourist attraction before Disney.
But anyway.
So August comes up, and guess where we're heading again?
Disneyland.
This time we took the boys. So we had to go back to Disneyland to cover D23. Which If you know what D23 is, it is where Disney makes every announcement for
the big
for the
announcements
next couple of years. And again, Disney invited us to go cover this for media, so of course we don't tell them no. If there's a will, there's a way, and we always find a way to get out there.
I don't like to tell Disney no. I just figure if anybody at Disney asks us to do something, we figure it out. But that trip, I was really looking forward to, because yes, we were coming to D23 convention, but we were also bringing the boys. So before the convention, we were taking those 4 days?
We had 4 days in the parks before.
So we had some much needed family time that we had not had because we were so busy.
And actually the 4 days before, we actually only used 3 in the park because we ended up using the last one on Sunday afternoon because we left the D23 early on the last day. And we actually took a day up to drive up to the Hollywood sign and the Walk of Fame.
The Walk of Fame.
We went and I found Stan Lee's star, and she found New Kids on the Block star. We also saw
Walt,
Mickey's, Minnie's.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp. We saw a lot. It was really kind of cool to see it, nothing like it is on TV.
I was just going to say it's just like it is on TV.
Just like it is?
I meant
the area.
Opposite.
I meant the area. Because you see on TV, you think it's all exclusive and everything. You get there and it's like, it's kind of sketchy.
It is sketchy. The Hollywood Boulevard itself, the Walk of Fame itself. But it was so cool. You know what's funny now is now like we watch TV and they do like an overhead of Hollywood. I'm like, oh yeah. Or that I was watching something the other day. That observation thing. What's it called?
Observation.
There's an observation up on the hill next to the Hollywood sign. It's a big deal. I cannot think of what it's called right now. But it's always on TV, and I saw it. Was I watching a ghost show? And they were talking about Hollywood being a haunted town, and they showed that observatory that we actually went up to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to, I'd actually like to go back to Hollywood and spend more time and go poking around and seeing what else there is.
It was cool to see the Chinese theater that we know from Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, we're standing in front of it. I'm like, if you don't look to the side, you look like you're at Hollywood Studios. But then if you look this way or this way, there's a guy trying to sell CDs, or, there's a t-shirt stand.
And I don't know if you know this, but when Disney built Hollywood Studios, they tried to get it was Graham's Chinese Theater to help them build their version of it, and the Chinese Theater told them, no, you cannot replicate what we have, so Disney built it themselves. Well, a couple years later, Graham's Chinese Theater caught on fire and burned down, so then they came to Disney asking Disney to share them the plans so they could rebuild their theater. So it's a little trivia there that Disney actually helped them out, even though they told Disney,
and I just realized I took video of that theater and I never put it up. I probably should. I have so much stuff on my phone.
29,000 photos and videos on her phone.
I have things that I could probably fill a whole week's worth of content on Facebook.
Hourly.
Because I have so much on my phone. It's really bad.
It's ridiculous.
I really enjoyed California, and now that we've been there 3 times, I feel like I'm getting more familiar with it.
So that's why we gotta go back.
We gotta go back. I really enjoyed it. The boys like California. So they like doing California Adventure. They love the rides there. They love the Marvel there. D23, when we covered that, I got to do the panel, the Disney Legends panel. So I got to see Robert Downey Jr. Accept his Disney Legend award.
John Favreau.
Bette Midler's daughter was there. God, it was just...
Robin Roberts was there.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And then we met Joe Rohde.
That was awesome. We just happened to walk. Somebody we knew said, oh, Joe Rohde's down that way. So I beelined it. Bye. And I ran down that aisleway, and then I saw him, and I kind of
He was by the pizza stand.
He was by the pizza stand because everybody was stopping him for photos. But finally waited for our turn, and so nice.
Very nice.
So nice. He was there with his wife.
Humble.
Very humble.
Very nice guy.
I told him that I had seen him years ago at the Pandora media event, and that I was too shy to talk to him. And he's like, no, don't ever be shy. If you see me, come up, say hi. He goes, I love talking to people. So if you ever see Joe Rohde, go say hi.
Say hi, because he's super nice. And then during the announcements, which I didn't realize at the time, they had the big announcements where they have all the stuff coming to the parks, and he's building another island for the cruise ships. Awesome. So he's a big deal. I mean, the stuff that he gets to do is crazy.
Really,
I mean, can you imagine being in charge of building an island?
And if you don't know who Joe Rohde is, if you've ever watched anything about Disney Imagineering or anything, Joe's the one that has the big earring. His ear is stretched out with a lot of
and he's
different
built a lot
earrings.
of Animal Kingdom.
Mostly Animal Kingdom's his basically
his
park, and then he's building the new island for the cruise line, which I want to ask him what that's like, just to be given a blank island and get to do whatever you want to, and basically have a blank check to do whatever you want with that island. I mean, it's just
I can't imagine. I'd be afraid I would screw it up though and be like put something out that people wouldn't
after
like.
he built Animal Kingdom, I don't think they're worried about that.
No, probably not.
No,
probably
can't
not.
say they're afraid of that.
So, but yeah, the experiences out there and to see the celebrities, and California is just cool. It is just really cool. I love covering D23. You know, we've been able to do it the past few years, and it's every other year
So
they have the convention.
2021 will be the next one.
And then like on the off years, they have it here. They have Destination D, which I covered last year. They do the big thing at the Contemporary. So
yeah, it'll be either November or December. I know they already put out the date, but I can't remember.
It was November last time.
I think it's November so next November she'll be there to cover that.
Hopefully I get invited.
Hopefully she will. She will get invited. But D23 was great. They announced the Marvel area that's coming to Disney's California Adventure.
Yeah.
So that, if we don't get out there before D23 in 2021, that would probably be the next time is when they open up that area. We haven't heard a date yet. For a couple of different ones float around. So as soon as we have confirmation for that,
and he keeps saying when they announce that we're going.
I don't care if I
don't
have
care
to
what
sell
we have to do.
every Funko upstairs.
Like we have got to go.
Well, almost everyone. I can't sell them all.
No, you have quite a few.
I'll sell some.
Maybe.
Half.
But yeah, so California, thumbs up. We had a really good time.
Love it out there. Love it out there. So much fun. So much fun. So also in August, we were there for that, and then we come back, and then Disney had invited us to. We had a 2-part media event night where we had to see the preview for Epcot's Food and Wine.
That was before.
Was it before?
It was like the
I
night
said, this is
before
not
we
in
were
order.
leaving.
Oh,
It's not in order. It's not in order.
So we had to go there for a Food and Wine preview, and also we were going to cover the Halloween party. So that was August 16th.
It was a
so yeah,
twofer
we
type
left
of
on
thing.
the 18th.
Yeah.
So we had to cover 2 events in one night, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it puts a lot because they keep us running. The highlight of that night, though, was we were at Epcot and we got to meet Joey Fatone. He was there to announce Joey Fatone and Friends was going to be one of the acts. And they actually had a little interview area, so after he was done talking and after things had slowed down a little bit, we actually got to go talk to him, and that's when Michelle approached him about possibly doing an interview with us, which he agreed to, and yelled to his manager right there in front of everybody else, get her information so we can connect, and we did. And as you know, in November we did, and we'll talk about that once we get down to November.
That was exciting.
But that was a fun night, and Michelle's like, we're not going to hear back. They're not going to call it.
I'm like, there's no way.
They're just being nice.
Maybe he's just being nice. He did remember me, so that was a good thing.
It was awesome. So.
Actually, I'm saying it again. He can come on here and argue it if he wants. But him and I really did hit it off. Like we talk like we're buds.
They hang out.
We talk. he's
We're gonna do a duet together.
No, well, we just hit it off because like I can talk to just about. I can talk.
Oh
to
look, there's his
inanimate
manager
objects.
calling me now.
I can talk to anybody, and him and I just hit it off. I think sometimes if you approach people like, hey, it's a lot better. It works better.
It's very cool.
So anyway,
but it was very cool. It was just even to meet him and do the little interview we did with him there was awesome. But then we got to do more later, so we'll talk about that in a few minutes here. But so we had that month. Then we had Mickey's Not So Scary. So we saw the new additions to the parade, the new fireworks show. What else? Was there anything else new?
The new fireworks show, and then there was the bride and the parade,
which was really cool to see.
Yeah, we had
and then we got to go to Corella's.
Her villains thingy do in Tony's Town Square.
Which was kind of cool.
Yeah. Crowded in there.
Very crowded, but good food, and it was a nice break.
Yeah, it was a nice break. Well, we didn't get much of a break because we're working. That's the only thing, like when you work events, like you don't get to, and I'm not whining, I swear I'm not. You don't get to enjoy it as like a guest would because we got to go in there and work.
It's funny, we walked in there with John, and we got a table, which took a while. We finally got a table. We go to get food, and then John goes, "No, we gotta go get in line for the parade." I'm like,
I know, we finally got a table and we couldn't eat.
So we left. So we're like, I grabbed like a slice of pizza and my drink on the way out, and I was eating as we're walking down the street.
Sometimes you have to do that. Like sidebar, this morning at the Riviera Resort, it was time to go line up for the ceremony, and there's no tables. They had like this little bit of like just pastries on the counter. And I was like, I grabbed like a mini croissant and like shoved it.
It shows how you do that again. I have croissants over there. Can I give you a replicate?
I can't believe I just said that.
I can't believe you just did that either.
But it's
okay,
true.
on to the next step.
You gotta eat and run sometimes. Anyway.
So, also in August, we had covered Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, but Disney's Hollywood Studios opened their Galaxy's Edge in August as well. So Michelle was there to cover that event. And like she said, it wasn't as big of a ordeal as the one in California.
Not even.
Which we didn't think it would be because that was the big unveiling. The lands are identical for the most part.
I thought we'd get one celebrity. I like one.
Well,
not a bunch because California had a bunch. We didn't like one.
But it's okay.
I guess it's all right. They do they do it up bigger in California.
They do, but they all live there, so it's a lot easier.
It's true. It's easier to get a celebrity to come to your stuff if they live up the street.
Exactly. You should have a car to pick them up, and that's that. So, but then September rolled around, and we had been waiting and anticipating. We had talked about for over a year and a half, the TMSM fan cruise, where we did Halloween on the high seas. I just dropped my pen. On the Disney Dream, which we had been on the ship before, but we got to go on again and do Halloween and the fan cruise. So a lot of the TMSM fans came out there to hang out with us for 4 days.
Yeah, that's commitment. You want to hang out with us on a ship for 4 days? I commend you. There's no escape.
That was fun though. We had a great time. We got to spend a lot of time with some of you guys. We love spending time with the members, and we had actually flipped our itinerary. We canceled our dinners and everything
so that we could spend time more time.
Right. So we were with Chuck and Karen, Stacy, Claire,
Liz, John. Oh gosh, like Anita. It's a bunch of you. So thank you for those
awesome.
of you that came.
We had such a great time.
And we're gonna work on doing it again and doing it better.
That's right. So Becky is already working on this. She's already talked to Disney about it. So hopefully we'll have more information on that in the new year for you guys.
2020 is I'm gonna say it, gonna be a good year. We got lots of stuff planned.
We need Barbara Walters come on here and say, this is 2020.
Knock on wood, it's gonna be a good year.
Hopefully.
So hopefully. All right. So I know we're getting close to our hour, so we gotta
okay, where are we at?
Pick up this theme.
Okay, so in September also the Disney Skyliner opened.
What was that?
I don't know. As long as somebody busting through our door. They didn't though. So the Disney Skyliner opened and broke in the same week.
It opened and broke in the same week.
But they did fix it and it hasn't broke since that we know of. You covered it.
It's fine.
I haven't been on it.
It's fine. I love the Skyliner. He's a baby. It is. Yep, you seriously feel like you're flying with the air and the whole thing. When my parents were in town, I took them. It's a wonderful ride. I love it. But yeah, the Skyliner opening was a lot of fun to do because I seriously watching them build it from the posts to the cables to putting the gondolas up.
The wrapped gondolas.
Oh my gosh, it was so exciting to watch the process of it's starting from nothing to these things, and when they started actually running them. Do you remember? They were actually running them one time, and they had the covers off, and I'm like running out the door, grabbing my shoes. Come on, the gondolas are running. Let's go.
It was funny. We got there, and we saw everybody else that we go to media events with out there doing.
Everybody's out there in the parking lot.
So we all kind of met up there. It was
doing this.
It was not a Disney event that we all showed up for.
But you do what you gotta do.
So it was kind of cool. So that happened. So that was in September. Then October, we always do our Halloween blogs and such. And then Michelle, first off, she did with our friend Bora from Salem. They did the
Hocus Pocus tour from Salem. Do you guys remember that?
So it was really cool that Bora, our friend Brian, who is Bora, he recorded the segments, and him and Michelle did an interview with their friend, his friend Mo, who does
the costuming in Salem. So we had a tour of the Hocus Pocus locations, which was fantastic.
Because Hocus Pocus is her favorite. We're hoping to go there in 2020. We will see what happens.
We'll see. I hope we can get there.
But then later in the month, she also had an interview with Tobias and Larry from Hocus Pocus, who played Jay and Ice. So she actually got to do that interview. So if you remember on our YouTube channel and Facebook, we did post that. But if you haven't seen it, go out there, check it out. They were great. They talked to her for
like ever
45 minutes.
Even off camera, we were still yakety yak. See, maybe it's just me because like when I meet these people and I just talk to them like we've known each other forever. Because sometimes you kind of feel that way.
And it was funny because they did the interview like 2 days before Halloween, but then on Halloween they both sent her messages first. Happy Halloween. Hope you're doing well. It was really great that they reached out. Jay, we were planning on doing something with him later.
Because he has a Disney Plus series coming out from Marvel. And he's also going to be...
Can't tell us what it is.
Yeah, he can't tell us. But he's also going to be on This Is Us, a guest spot on This
Is
Us.
He's Loki's stand in the Loki series.
No, he's not.
And he's going to have him and Loki call you.
Oh, don't even.
She blushed.
All right, anyway.
See what I deal with? So another thing that happened in October was TMSM Live on Location, our LOL show, debuted at Old Town. We did take December off. We had November and we had the October show.
Well, because November was kind of late.
Yeah, but we are bringing it back in January.
Bring it back.
We have a meeting about that on Wednesday, so as soon as we know more, you guys will know more, but changes, big changes.
Pray, because it might be a good thing. If you're the praying type, throw us some because we could use them. What?
Nothing.
I'm not too sure. I'll ask for prayers.
I guess so. Okay, so now we're to November. In November, we had, our third cruise of the year, which I don't know how I like about cruising right now. I think I'm done for a while. I'm good with cruising, but we got to go on holidays on the high seas, so Christmas maritime cruise with the Disney characters. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was really cool to see how they took the same ship we were on for Halloween, and they flipped it.
Yeah, just a couple weeks later, we were back on the ship, and all the decorations were for the Halloween. Christmas.
Yeah. It was kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. Kind of how they do it in the parks. They go from Halloween to Christmas in like one swoop. They do the same thing on the cruise ships.
Right, overnight. It's a flip. It pulls in a port and then it goes out.
It's magic. It's Disney magic.
Disney magic. So that was a great trip. We had a lot of fun. Got to talk to our friends and experience a lot of new
I wouldn't
things.
say it was a great trip.
Michelle got to experience what it's like to be sick for 2 days and quarantined on a Disney cruise ship.
Which I still have to write that article. I just don't know what to call it. Like sick on a Disney ship, what you need to know.
Sick of the Disney ship.
Or
quarantine.
Like quarantine on the Disney Dream. I mean, like
quarantine on the Dream.
Quarantine on the Dream.
There you go.
Like I didn't want to put something out there that made it sound like clickbaity because people yell at us for that.
Yes, they will.
Or make it sound like I'm being negative because I'm not. But I really would like to write about that experience because it was misery. But you kind of are gonna figure out what you have to do. You don't know how many people asked me since the whole quarantine thing on the ship, like what happens? They didn't know that there's a real doctor's office on deck 1. They didn't know you can get motion sickness stuff for free.
Don't buy it in the store. It's free on the first floor outside the doctor's office.
I don't think they want everybody to know it's free.
There is
a
container just filled with hundreds of packs of it. You can go check
almost like trick or treating, but it was like a big thing of meclizine.
So don't buy your motion sickness pill. Get it free from Disney.
So if
you're paying enough for the cruise, you can take a couple pills.
Oh, true. But yeah, if I can come up with a catchy name that doesn't sound like it's clickbait, I want to write about the whole quarantine thing on it.
This is not clickbait.
This
quarantine
is not,
on the Dream.
In parentheses.
That alone is making it clickbait.
Quarantine Dream. You don't even know, Shane. You don't even know because like people think it's hysterical when I tell them I was quarantined. They always laugh. And they're like, "What does that mean? Do they lock you in a room?" I'm like, no.
Do you see Courtney said Franklin said hi, Miss Michelle, Mr. Scott?
Hi.
That's so cool. And Faith, she didn't get to meet Brie Larson. She saw her, but Brie would not talk to anybody.
I was really close to her, but she was not talking to, civilians.
She was not. She was trying to stay quiet.
Low key.
Low key that night. So
not
she
low
talk
key.
to anybody.
Low key.
So kind of, never mind. We'll not talk about that. But later, or in the same month of November, we also had our meetup.
We
2019.
did.
So this was our 6th meetup.
Is
that correct? Wow, 6th meetup.
Sixth big one.
Sixth big one at Magic Kingdom. We had a great turnout, lots of fun. We always love having the meetup. It's a great weekend. The girls come from Michigan, stay with us. We get to see a lot of people we don't get to see but that time of year. So it's always
You know
fun.
what? And I will say, this year's meetup was one of the best that we've had.
It really was.
Things really went off without a hitch. We did not have any issues. The girls came to town. Everything ran smooth. Just no issues with coming to, travel and people coming to town and, scheduling at the park. And I mean, it rained the night before, which I don't consider that like a huge loss because we couldn't help it. And it was chilly. But really, all in all, the meetup turned out really, really well this year. And then when it was over, we talked to Becky, our travel sponsor, and she's got ideas to make next year's meetup even better. She wants to make it more of a grand event. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, what are you...
Yeah, she's got lots of ideas, and she, again, is talking to Disney about what she can and can't do, and we're going to work on that for the next year. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
we have dates.
As soon as we have something concrete that we can tell you about, hopefully early in the year so that you guys can plan for meetups and whatever we have going on.
And her agency will be able to give you all the details.
There'll be different. There will be something
packages
set aside for Main Streeters to get this goop as far as travel and stuff from them. So but she's gonna work on it. I'm not concerned about it at all.
Not at all. She's got
She'll
it.
Be
I
good.
trust she's gonna take care of it. And then in November we had the big surprise that we didn't tell anybody about. but we got to do the interview with Joey Fatone at Epcot.
Yeah.
Which was really cool because we didn't tell a soul. Nobody knew we were going to do that. I think maybe 2 people, and that was really it.
Yeah, we didn't tell anybody because I was afraid to jinx it and then have it not work.
So we get to Epcot that night for the first show because we know we're doing the interview between the first and second show. And he had changed the lineup each night he was there. So it was different friends that were performing with him. So then we're sitting there and it was Joey and Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC. And then all of a sudden, Nate Morris from Boyz II Men came out, which was awesome because
it's his favorite part of the story.
Favorite band of all time. So I got to meet Nate, which was cool. But then MC Search from Third Base walked out.
Yeah.
And they sang Pop Goes the Weasel.
Because he used to be a DJ in Detroit.
So we got to talk to him. So we got to go backstage, which is really cool to go backstage at the American Garden Theater.
I've never been back there.
Never been back there. So they take you down, you go down a stairway, and you go into the, just like you would see on TV. It felt like we're in a dressing room area. They had food laid out. They were eating. They were just sitting there talking, resting, and we got to meet them. And it was really cool. So Michelle got to talk to Joey for about 5-6 minutes.
On camera and then like the off camera stuff. But he was very cool. It's one of those things that when we met in August, I had hoped that he really did want to do an interview with me, but I didn't want to like count my chickens before they hatch. But he really did want to do an interview with me. And again, I will shout this from the rooftops anytime someone asks. I was the only media person back there.
She was.
Just me.
So it was really cool to be back there with him, to meet everybody. His manager is great, so we hope to possibly do something with them if they get to do Epcot again next year. We're hoping to be a part of it somehow, to go backstage and talk to them again about next year's show. Or maybe I would really like to get Joey to come on this show. I think that would be my goal, to get him on here somehow to talk for an hour with Michelle about stuff.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
He's busy all the time, though.
He's very, very busy.
So that was awesome. And if you haven't seen the video, it is on YouTube and on Facebook, I believe. So December, I'm going to try to wrap up here.
We're wrapping it up, guys.
Rise of the Resistance, as you all know, did open a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago. It's been crazy, but everything's going good so far.
You haven't heard too much crabbing about the virtual queue. I mean, some. People,
too bad.
But it's a long wait and everything. But nobody's had anything negative to say about the ride.
I think that they forget about that wait once they ride the ride.
I think so.
I think that's what it is.
It's almost like you're
childbirth.
I was going to say childbirth. How they
childbirth.
say, oh, you forget how awful it was once you get the end result. And that's a lie, though, because I remember all of it.
She still yells at the
it still hurts. But no, I mean, I guess it could be the same thing.
Right. So that Rise of the Resistance Galaxy Edge now is complete here. The one in California is going to open next month. So for the people out there, you're going to love it when it opens. You'll get to experience what they've been doing here. And then again, the Riviera Resort opened today, so that's the other December news. And then the big news for TMSM was we released How Many Sleeps Till Disneyland this week.
Speaking of Disneyland.
So Michelle did release the second book in the Gracie series. This time Gracie goes to Disneyland. The book, we like this one better. I mean, it just, because we had never done anything when we did the first book, so we didn't know how to do graphics, we didn't know how to do the design and everything, and this one came together a lot different, a little bit thicker.
And for those of you who, because we have the Disney World version as well, but if you, the Disneyland version actually talks about Disney World and what the differences are between Walt Disney World and Disneyland. So if your child is a Disney fanatic for either, this book does work for both.
Yes, it does.
So, and both of these are on Amazon, How Many Sleeps Till Disney and How Many Sleeps Till Disneyland. This has only been out, not even a week?
Not even a week. We released it Wednesday, I think it was. Wednesday.
It's really nice. It looks different on the inside. He did great on the graphics. My mother did the editing. So it really is a family book, and so far people like it. So you can get it on our Lost Princess apparel site, or you can go on Amazon and get it. And there's still some signed copies available left before Christmas.
Yeah, we're waiting on them to arrive. They haven't arrived from Amazon yet, so I'm hoping they come in the next day or two, and then we can get them signed and get them out. If as long as they're here, we will have them out Friday to the post office before we leave. That would be the last thing I do before we take off to Michigan.
So I'll put links up again for it. Facebook, like I said, it's been hard for us because Facebook just decided to not be nice towards the end of the year. So a lot of people don't even realize that I put out a third book. But I did, and it is available. If you look up Michelle Atwood went out on Amazon, you can find it there, or you can find links on our site. But and we really appreciate your support, because it was a year ago for this one, and then this one's been less than a week. And then of course, we still have Moving to Main Street that you can get as well.
So great. So
thank you.
So that was our year in review. We hope you guys enjoyed us going back over. We didn't even talk about Disney Plus, but Disney Plus is out there. That was a huge thing that Disney added this year. We love it so far. Bob Iger won Times Businessman of the Year because of everything he's done with Disney. I mean, it's understandable why he got that award. But what I'm going to do really quickly here, because I know we're running late, I'm just going to run through our screens real quick just so you guys can see what we're...
And we have a prize winner, so stick with us for a second.
Stick with us for just a few more minutes, and then we will let you guys go. So first one is sign up for our text alerts. If you text the word TMSM live to 94253, you'll get alerted when we get ready to go live each Monday night. We send it out roughly 5 minutes before. This is our last show until January. But go ahead and sign up now, and then once the January show rolls around, we'll send you a text alert 5 minutes before with the link to go to a Facebook page, and you'll be able to watch the show right from there. Next up, TMSM Radio. Many of you have downloaded it and are listening, and we're told love it all the time. Kingdom Strollers is our sponsor of TMSM Radio, so it doesn't cost you anything. You can just go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, search TMSM Radio, and download it to your smart device, and you can listen to 24/7 music from Disney, parks, rides, movies, you name it, it's on there. And we're going to be doing some big updates with that in the new year, so stay tuned for that. Michelle talked earlier about the TMSM coffee. We partnered with Coffee Shop of Horrors. To order today, go to tmsm.shop/coffee, and you can put your order in and get that shipped out to you. They send all the orders directly from Coffee Shop of Horrors, so they'll get to you as soon as they can get that out to you. We mentioned also that MEI-Travel Mouse Fan Travel is the official travel partner of TMSM. Becky and her team are great, and they will help you out with any planning you need to do. Just if you go to our website, there's banners for her through the blogs, and at the top of it, just click on the link, and then you can go out there and get a quote, and then they will reach out to you, and they will help you plan your next vacation. You can follow the Main Street Mouse on our different social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at The Main Street Mouse. On Twitter, it's at Main Street Mouse. On YouTube, though, please hit the little bell so you get notifications when we do post a video. That way you know something new is out there. We also are trying to post them all on Facebook now, so watch that as well. You can also follow Michelle and myself on Instagram, Michelle M. Atwood on Instagram, or TMSM Avenger on Instagram, are both of our accounts. I know I ran through all those really fast, and I apologize. We're just trying to get it done because we know we don't like to go much past 8 o'clock for you guys. We just have a lot to cover tonight.
It was a big one tonight. So as far as giveaways go, do you remember last week that we were giving away the Epcot Forever
Epcot
ornament?
for now.
Epcot for now. And our winner of this lovely...
That's what we should have done for the hashtag. Hashtag Epcot for now.
They want to know who won.
Okay.
So our winner is Judy Kern. You
Congratulations,
win. Congratulations,
Judy. And she's on.
Judy.
She's right there.
So congratulations.
We'll get that in the mail to you before we leave.
And then for our giveaway this week, we are giving away a $25 gift card to Lost Princess Apparel, which you won't get until after we come back. So do hashtag Christmas. Hashtag Christmas.
Hashtag Christmas. Our next
and
show
where you live and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Our next show will be January 6th of 2020. So we will see you guys in the new year. We wish each and every one of you
And before you say goodbye, from us, thank you.
That's what I was going to do.
Thank you
Yes.
for all the support this year. Thank you for standing by us. Thank you for sharing our content. Thank you for just being part of our extended Ohana, because Scott and I would not be able to do any of this without you. A big thank you to our staff that helps us, our moderators that watch, the group so that we can keep everything family friendly. We love you guys and we thank you so much. It's been a great year. It's been a busy year, but we are so humbled and so grateful to all of you.
And 2020 is going to be better. That's all I can say. It's going to be a better year next year.
And from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. And we will see you in the new year. And please have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And be safe.
Yes.
Be safe.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy holidays to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy everything.
Yeah, happy everything.
Everything.
Not sad anything. Happy everything. Enjoy your time with your families. We'll see you guys in the new year, and thank you. Like Michelle said, I mean, I couldn't have said it any better. Thank you guys for everything, because without you, we wouldn't have what we get to do every week, and we really love what we get to do for you guys. So
and we will see you next year.
See you guys next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.